Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to clean your spark arrestor on a 2021 Yamaha XT250. For this job, all you're going to need is a metal wire brush, probably a copper or a steel one is fine, as well as a Phillips head screwdriver. So cleaning the spark arrestor, it's recommended in the owner's maintenance manual. I do have the pit pass on this bike, but I doubt the dealership's ever checked it because I looked at the Phillips screw and none of the paint is kind of stripped off, like the screw has never been undone, so I'm just going to do it myself. It's good to clean your spark arrestor because I guess carbon deposits can build up on it, and what that does is it just kind of clogs the exhaust system already. Just for your information, this isn't a California model, which has even more strict emissions, but obviously if that's clean, we're going to get more airflow and more power. So if you come to the rear of the bike, here's your exhaust system. If you went riding, you're probably going to want to wait maybe 1 to 3 hours because this will burn you, but I haven't ridden today, so I'm just going to dive in. So to start, there's going to be a Phillips screw right in here, so go ahead and put your screwdriver in there and just untwist that. So as I started to loosen the Phillips screw that was in here, it felt like it was going to like round out. So I'm actually just going to use an impact driver, make sure it's in reverse, make sure it's seated so I don't round out the screw in the bit, and pull the trigger. And that seems to have done the trick. Looks like it was just a tad rusty in there. And to drive it back in, I'm not going to use the impact just because I also don't want to strip it. But I'd recommend just getting an impact and blasting that out so you're not rounding out the Phillips head. And the manual also states not to start the bike when you have the spark arrestor out. Now with that one screw all the way out, it should just slide out. Alright, and looking at this, it does look a little dirty to me. This bike is about 2 years old now and has 1,000 miles. As you can see here, it's a little bit shiny. And here, looks like that's probably some carbon build up, so let's go ahead and scrape that off with our wire brush. So I'm just going to gently brush this away, and as you can see, it's changing color, blowing out all that fine dust. And just for reference, this side is now shiny again, and here's the other side. As you can see, there's buildup, so let's go ahead and just keep working it. And now that's all cleaned up, and that's as good as I could do with my wire brush. If you have access to an air compressor, the Yamaha manual doesn't say to do that, but it doesn't say not to do that either. But I'd recommend just getting in there and blowing out all the fine soot. I wasn't able to get into this part, so there's still some kind of barnacles in here. But let's go ahead and go back to the bike. The manual also doesn't specify to do this, but I'm just going to give a quick brush in there to loosen up some of the carbon buildup. That way when I start it up next, it should blow that out. As well as I'm just going to take a little paper towel in there and just wipe it out. Careful, because if you leave any debris, you know, it could have just a tiny little spark, but our spark arrestor would catch that once it's in place. Alright, so to reinstall, just remember the Phillips screw went here. You can't mess it up because this only has one hole for the Phillips screw. So go ahead and slide that in there. Alright, now if you look up in there, I've aligned the holes. And to line it up, you have to spin this freely. So as you can see, it goes this way as well as pull it out. So let's line up the hole again just to show you. So you went too far. And there we go. Now let's go ahead and thread this screw back in just using the Phillips screwdriver. Now let's tighten that by hand. There, once that bottom's out, we'll just give it a little more torque. And then just give it a pull, make sure it's lined up. That's back on there. And let's go for a quick ride and make sure the bike still works. Awesome, the bike started up just fine as expected. Like I said, very easy, minimal job. Just need a simple impact driver with a Phillips bit, as well as a metal wire brush. But now I'm going to take it around the block, make sure everything works, and then do the next service. I usually like to do just one service job at a time. That way, if the bike does have an issue or something feels a little different, I know what caused that. So that's what I'd recommend as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the gas station, and then I'm gonna go fill up on a tank of 91 of Chevron. The bike hasn't been sitting all winter, but it's only been ridden probably once every 3 weeks, so she's a little sad, so I'll flush out that old fuel and get some good fuel back in her. And happy riding. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Check out my other tutorials, and I'm hoping to post some cool trail videos soon too, reporting live from Utah. Thanks.